Hey, come with me. Let's do it. It's messy in here, okay? Okay, here we are. We are in my very full, very messy closet. So I have to start off by telling you that I actually have a fairy godmother type of person in my life. If my closet could talk, it would tell this story. I didn't have the best, you could say, original family life when I was growing up. There were some definite needs of mine that went unmet, and it's a big reason why I became a therapist. And someone that came along who really turned out to be sort of a fairy godmother for me has been my auntie. What my aunt, I feel, does really, really, really well, and why I have felt so loved and so supported by her, is that she really zeroes in on what a person needs and how to love them the way that they will feel the most loved. And she's super intentional about it. And she does these adorable things for my kids that just minister right to their hearts. My uncle plans a cute little treasure hunt for them. When they were really little, they would go to the beach with shovels, and it was just this elaborate hunt for treasure that included candy and toys and all these cute things. But for me, she would take me shopping, and she would bring me to this adorable boutique and buy me a couple of outfits. I'm not talking about just a top or a bottom or whatever, but she would do the whole thing. It would be the dress, the bag, the shoes. In fact, I just have to show you guys one of my favorite things. Hold on. So it was so fun. I felt so beautiful. I felt so cherished. It was such an amazing time. Memories, so many great memories of doing this for several years in a row. And it easily was my favorite day of the year. And then when I would wear the outfit to work or to a wedding or whatever, I just felt so beautiful. I felt so lovely in my own skin. And it brought back just these feelings with just confidence and being loved and being worth taking that time away from my family to just be with her and to just focus on my heart. And I think sometimes there's guilt around that, right? But she gave me so much permission just to be me. And I also feel like there's that kind of frumpy mom syndrome that happens. And, over time, I think especially as a homeschool mom, you're always home in your sweats or whatever. And she helped me just kind of rediscover some of my femininity and feeling like a woman and not just a mom. And that might sound corny, but it really just made me feel whole. It was a part of my heart that I had kind of lost track of in early. What I have to really come to terms with is that because of COVID and because of the whole pandemic the last few years, we have not been able to see my sweet auntie. And I really miss her. I miss connecting with her. I miss all of the things about our relationship. We certainly miss going to see them over the summer. And of course, this tradition is something that I miss just personally. I walked into my closet last week and I sort of felt like this gentle pull or draw, I think that season has closed. It was sort of a realization. I think every summer our family was hoping that, maybe this year we'll go, maybe this year we'll reconnect, maybe we'll be able to go back to that season. It was so fun. And yet COVID just felt like it cut a lot of things short. I sense that season has shifted. If my closet could talk, I felt like my closet would say, it's time to let the dead things go. And I had to kind of come to terms with the fact that I was holding on to some of these things that I will never wear again, but they represent the love that I felt in that moment. I just felt so loved and special through this little outing that we would do. And it was so fun because we would have the sales lady involved and, other people would be picking out, oh, these shoes would be so cute. And so it was almost like just sort of a community experience. It was just super fun, super frivolous. As I was looking through the old clothes and what I would let go of, the invitation was to accept that season has come to an end. And isn't it amazing how we surround ourselves in our homes with our story, I have this closet full of clothing and much of it was inspired from her and those memories and the time together and putting it together and just being girls together. And it's so hard to admit to ourselves that the reality is that that may never happen again. And the reality is that I didn't even know that the last time that we connected in person. I didn't know that it was our last time. And so I felt like the Lord was inviting me into a process of grieving. And I think acceptance can really look like grieving because we have to sort of face the music, right? We have to say, wow, like I can hope that we'll have that kind of connection again, and even that we'll be able to revisit our summer time together and maybe even have lunch together and do all of that. But I feel like, it's time to let the curtain fall on connecting in that particular way. And I felt so much grief and I really had to sit with it. And so I wanted to just bring up this idea of acceptance and how we can kind of keep things around us to prevent us from processing the pain associated with that, because it is not fun to admit that something has come to an end. And I feel like to be healthy emotionally and spiritually, we really do have to sit with the emotions that brings up. And so, like I said, a lot of grief came up for me, a lot of sadness, a lot of just wistful thinking, like I just miss that. I long to connect with her in that fun, frivolous way. And I long to feel beautiful in that same way and to have that wonderful experience. I think where I have gotten stuck is that I have thought to myself that if I accept that the season has come to an end, that I have given up hope, that will ever resurrect again, that I will never have that experience again. And so then we hold on to it. We hold on to the outfit. We hold on to the shoes that we'll never wear again because we feel sort of like acceptance is like saying, I give up on this. And what I realized in my processing of this is that acceptance is not saying goodbye forever. Acceptance is saying, in this season, how you showed up, how I felt loved in this past season is coming to an end. It has ended. And I can let the dead things go because I know that there's more to come. And that, I think, is where it becomes sort of a both and we have to hold two seemingly contradictory concepts in our hand at the same time. And we join it with the word and, not but, right? We can say like that season of fulfilling that need and that sense of connection and all those feelings that I shared with you, those have come to a close and there's more beauty to come. And the ironic part of this, I think, is that as we let go of things, as we have the courage to release them, we are actually pivoting. The irony is that as we sit and allow ourselves to grieve and then take action, is it actually causes us to pivot towards the future. It allows us to be present and it allows space for a new manifestation of what that looks like. You know what's really beautiful too about this whole topic is that when we take the time to accept what a season has meant to us, what a memory has meant to us, what a sentimental item has meant to us, or what a pair of pants has meant to us, we can then connect with honoring where it came from. And so first and foremost, as an activation in this arena, I want you to consider as I'm talking, just maybe what is God inviting you to let go of in your closet? Maybe it's a pair of shoes. Maybe it's a necklace. Maybe it's a dress. Something that you have great memories with and yet sense that season has closed. It's time to let the dead things go. It's springtime. And when we let the dead things go, there's room for new growth. And I feel that the same process happens inwardly as we release the things around us. As I was going through the closet today, I felt this sense of freedom. I felt this lightness and I began to connect with gratitude for all the ways that my fairy godmother auntie has blessed me, not just with clothing and material items, but with her presence, her friendship, her love, her support. She has been like a mother in so many ways, and it's just beautiful. I will forever be grateful. She has made me who I am today in so many different ways. I have taken notes on different things that she does that minister to people, the way way that she loves people so intentionally, that is her legacy. And I get to carry that forward. And so as I was releasing these things and realized, I just want to thank her. I want to honor what she's brought to my life in this season, because I can now connect with gratitude because I'm accepting that the season has perhaps come to a close, and it's okay. And I'm going to be all right. Even if that season never comes back around again in the same way, I can bless her and I can honor her for the person that she has been as she's walked alongside me in my life. It's such a beautiful thing. So not only can we honor the person, maybe that has brought things to us or lessons to us or memories with us, we also can thank God. And so it's almost when we are releasing things in our closets, as I'm sorting and doing all the things, I can imagine that this is an offering to God, because it's my way of saying, Lord, I do not need to hold on. I can let the dead things go. I can lay these at your feet almost like an offering, because you're inviting me to turn forward and trust you that none of these things are over. None of these things are over, and I don't need to hold on to them to make them happen for myself. I can trust that you will continue to bring blessings and goodness to my life, and that I don't need to strive or make that happen. So I found that if my closet could talk, it would tell me to trust. It would tell me to release. It would tell me to just know that even though those memories might be over, that sensation is not over. I can now be released to look forward and see what God might do next. It's kind of like an adventure, right? We know that walking with Him is always an adventure. We never know quite how it's going to look, and it often doesn't look at all like we expect. So I want to just challenge you. What is it that you're feeling like, oh wow, ooh yeah, I need to release that. I need to lay that at His feet so that I can just trust Him with having that same sensation of feeling loved and blessed and all of His goodness again. And you know what? Yours might not be in a messy closet. Yours might be in a different area of your home or your heart. But the point is, in your closet, you might find that there is a message for you, a message that it's okay to let it go. Maybe it's a dream that you had. Maybe it's a season that you lived through, but to give yourself permission to let it go, to honor what it's been, and to find the invitation in it.